This December I'm making a Christmas calendar using vanilla JavaScript and HTML canvas. In each one of these days, I'm gonna procedurally generate a unique Christmassy item because I need icons like these around this time, and good free ones are hard to come by. I also want to easily scale and color them in different ways. I hope you'll follow along and implement your own versions so I can showcase them in a special video on the 24th. You'll practice working with coordinates, basic math, and various JavaScript programming techniques. It's a good project, I think, to learn about code modularity, reusability, and how to write consistent code. Today is day 7 and we're gonna draw a snowball.
Coding with Radu. Let's code now.
To draw the snowball here on day 7, we're gonna go to index.html and add another function here to our array at the 7th index. This is gonna be draw snowball, and we'll implement it in a new JavaScript file, snowball.js. Control-clicking this is going to create the file in VS Code inside of this items folder, snowball.js, next to all the other ones. And let's write a quick function for drawing the snowball with the context at the XY size and hue. And we'll begin with the bounding box. I'm getting these top and left helper variables to draw the rectangle, which is a square. I'm just reusing the size both for the width and height. Save, refresh, and now this shows the bounding box here that we can use as a reference when making the snowball. And the snowball is a circle, basically, at least that's what we'll use as a starting point. So let's try to draw that, but we'll draw it by making many small segments that kind of look like a circle, but then we'll have control over each of them to make it look a little bit more noisy. So the radius is going to be half the size. And then let's begin a path where we vary the angle, let's say A, from 0 all the way to 2 pi radians. And we increase by a very small value, and I like to use fractions of pi here. So increasing by a small value like this means that we will pretty much draw a very nice looking circle here. We need to get the coordinates on top of the circle relative to this center point, x and y. So the point on the surface of the circle, x is going to be x plus, and now we can scale the cosine of the angle. And then for the y, we do the same relative to y with the sine of the angle. If you want to learn more about these polar coordinates, I do have a video on the topic. And then we line to surface x, surface y, like so. And let's set fill color before actually filling it, like so. I'm using the lightest color from our color generator here. Save and refresh, and we get the circle. Done. No, I still want to make it look a little bit better. So to make it look like a little bit noisy edge here, I'm going to define first a max radius. So this is going to be the same value that we used for the radius previously, but here I'm going to control the size of the radius relative to this max radius multiplied by 1, which is like 100%, minus a very small random value, like random times 0.1. This math.random gives you a value between 0 and 1, so now it's going to give you a value between 0 and 0.1. And we subtract that from 100% of the max radius. So if we save, refresh, we can see this kind of shape appearing here. And it's okay, but sometimes I think that this effect is too much. So let's decrease this by half, so 0.05 maybe. Yeah, this is much better. What I want to do next is kind of give it a shadow at the bottom. And the way we'll do that is by drawing this one again on top of it, but darker in the back and lighter in the front. So doing things again typically shouts out, take something out as a function. And we'll do just that. So all this code here for drawing the noisy ball, it's going to be a function called draw noisy ball with all these parameters like so, and the given color. This color will be the parameter that we change. So let me align this like so and replace this lightest hue here with this color. And now we can call this draw noisy ball with the same parameters as before. And let's say we start with the normal color, which is darker. Now save. And when I refresh, you can see it works pretty much as before, but now the color is darker as previously. And we could call this 2 times. So copy this like so, and let's draw on top here with the lightest color that we have. And to see it affecting somehow, I'm just going to half the radius for now. And this is what we get. It's kind of like a very round avocado sliced in a way that I never slice an avocado. Okay, but the point is not to draw this smaller. I'm going to use the same size really, but define an offset. So I'm going to draw this not in the center anymore. I'm going to offset a little bit to the left and a little bit towards the top. So here, instead of X and Y, I'm going to multi-edit this offset.x and y. Saving and refreshing is going to look like this. You kind of see the shadow appearing here. But of course, I don't want this to go outside of everything. And one way to limit this is to tell the context that we just want to draw over what already exists on the canvas. And we can do that by setting here the global composite operation to source top. And when we do that, it only draws on top of what is there already. And you can see here this is drawing over this bounding box. But that's something we don't really care about because we don't need it really, or these things. So this looks just fine. And maybe I want this shadow to be a little bit smaller and more towards the bottom. Like I could set here. Yeah, like that. So sun is coming from the top basically. And I think that this looks really nice when you have some kind of bluish color there for the snow. Maybe like this. Right. Now, one thing that I always like to do when I set values like these less used properties, like the global composite operation, I tend to like to reset them. So the default value is this source over. And it's not going to change anything here, but future drawing of this object is going to not cause big problems. And of course, you could save the canvas state before drawing all of these and resetting it at the end. That's also a very common practice to avoid any unwanted effects. But up to you which approach is more suitable in your case. All this snow reminds me of that video Master Skier made about teamwork.